Good afternoon, children. Today's composition topic is jumbled words. One day, a mother took her little boy shopping and she made a grocery list. On that list, she put a number of things written there. But she jumbled up the words. The alphabets were all jumbled up. She wanted to know whether her child could read the words. So let's see the grocery list. On the list, she put these 5 items. The first one, RRCTAO. She wanted to buy some fruits and vegetables. The boy struggled for a little while, but then he got it. He put C first, A, R, R, O, and T. And he got the word carrot. So he knew they had to shop for some carrots. The next one, PPALE. He thought for a while and he said, oh, this is an easy one. A, P, P, L, E. Can you guess the name of this word, children? It's apple. So they shopped for some apples. The next one, BNNAAA. What could this word be? He thought, oh, I know this one. B, A, N, A, N, A. What is this word read? Banana. So they shopped for some bananas. The next one on the list. OINON. This one was very easy for him. He was getting the hang of the game. And he was reading the words that were jumbled up so quickly. O, N, I, O, N. Onion. So they shopped for some onions. The last one was the easiest. P, O, E, A, E, O. Potato. He was so happy that he could read all these words which were jumbled up. So today, children, we are going to learn jumbled words and how to make a sensible sentence. Children, can you see these 3 alphabets here? Can you tell me what word it will form? TAC. You have learned this in the first standard. Cat. So you used C, A and T. You could also have the word act. 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 Next one. What word can this be? It's something you sit on. Chair. And this one? House. Glass. What word can be formed from here? Glass. So you see, children, these simple words we have unscrambled and made a new word. Now, children, to form a complete sentence, it has two parts. One part is the naming part, and the other part is the telling part. A complete sentence will always have a naming part and a telling part. Now, what is the naming part? A naming part has names of someone or something, and a telling part tells what someone or something does. So let's understand it a little more. Look at this sentence, children. Ahan is doing his homework. Now in this sentence, which is the naming part and the telling part, let us learn. The naming part always talks about someone, and the telling part always talks about what that person or thing is doing. Ahan. Ahan is a naming part because it tells you the name of the boy Ahan. Is doing his homework is the telling part. It is telling you what Ahan is doing. So you see, a complete sentence always has a naming part and a telling part. Now in this sentence, my mother is cooking. Which is the naming part? My mother. And is cooking is the telling part. Here the naming part tells you about your mother and the telling part tells you what your mother is doing. Now look at this sentence, playing with his friends. This does not make complete sense, children. It doesn't tell you who is playing with his friends. So this sentence is incomplete. Now if you look here, you will see Daksh is playing with his friends. Now this makes complete sense because it has a naming part and a telling part. Now remember, children, every sentence must always begin with a capital letter and it must mostly end with a full stop. Some sentences end with exclamation mark, but most sentences begin with a capital letter and they end with a full stop. Now here, which is the naming part? Daksh. Daksh is the naming part of the sentence. And is playing with his friends become the telling part. So now your sentence makes proper sense. You cannot write playing with his friends. It is not right. Now here only two words are there, are, playing. Now a complete sentence has a naming part and a telling part. Always begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop. Is sitting on the chair. Now let us make a proper sentence. This sentence does not make any sense. Who is sitting on the chair? We don't know. So you have to make the sentence complete. So you can add something in front of is sitting on the chair. Now let's see what teacher has done. The man is sitting on the chair. So here the man is the naming part and is sitting on the chair is the telling part. It tells you what the man is doing. Now begin with a capital letter, end with a full stop. Went to the market. Now here it doesn't tell you who has gone to the market. So you can write anything in front of this sentence. My sister went to the market. Which is the naming part? My sister. And which is the telling part? Went to the market. Now you can write anything you want, children. Use your imagination. Your imagination means something you think of in your mind, which you think of is called imagination. And it is very important to use your imagination. So you can write, my friend went to the market, or my mother went to the market, or she went to the market. So many sentences you can write. This is an incomplete sentence, and this sentence is complete. Now, children, that you know how to make a complete sentence with a naming part and a telling part. Mostly the naming part comes first. Now here we will frame a sensible sentence. Sensible means correct sentence. Are flying the birds. Now first we have to put the naming part. Who are we talking about? The birds. So you put the birds first and then you put are flying. So your sentence is now complete. These words are all jumbled up. And you have to make a sensible sentence by putting the words in the correct place. You cannot say flying birds are the. You have to put the naming part and the telling part. So here the naming part is the birds and are flying becomes the telling part. Running fares is. Now here how will you make a complete sentence, a sensible sentence? First the naming part, fares. And what is fares doing? Is running. Now I began with a capital letter and I ended with a full stop. Children, whenever you are making sensible sentences from an unsensible sentence, you have to see that all the words are used. Now if here there are 3 words, here also you have to have 3 words. Only then your sentence is complete. Now here is a longer one. Picnic, her and family went for Sidra a. Now here who are we talking about? Sidra. So we will put Sidra first and then put what she and her family are doing. Sidra and her family is the naming part and went for a picnic is your telling part. So your sentence is complete. You began with a capital letter and you ended with a full stop. Now how many words are on top here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here too you have to have 8 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now your sentence makes complete sense. If you don't write a in the sentence here, it is wrong. You cannot say Sidra and her family went for picnic. You have to use the article a. Now these sentences, children, you try it and see if you can make a sensible sentence. Very good a voice she has. Here we are talking about she. So you have to use the word she first. And then how will you continue it? Correct. She has a very good voice. I've used all the words from here to make a sensible sentence. She is the naming part. Has a very good voice is the telling part. You began with a capital letter and ended with a full stop. Moti called a have dog I. Here you can either talk about Moti or I. But you cannot say, Moti, I have a dog. You have to talk about yourself first. So, I is the naming part. Have a dog called Moti is the telling part. Begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop. Is book a she reading story? Who are we talking about? She. So you put she first. She is reading a story book. She is reading a story book. Your sentence makes complete sense. Barking are dogs the. Who are we talking about? The dogs. So put the dogs first and then put are barking. The dogs are barking. Have brothers 3 and I and sister 1. Now here again the word I comes, so you put yourself first. I have. Now you cannot put one brothers. Why, children? Because brothers means many and one means only one. So you have to put one with the word sister and 3 with the word brothers. So you write, I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. How will you begin your sentence? With a capital letter and you end with a full stop. There you go. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. Car, read, she, has. Now we are talking about she. So you put she first. She, and what does she have? Has a red car. So the naming part is she, telling part is has a red car. Children, I hope you have understood about jumbled words and making sensible sentence. Thank you.